After the release of Hazbin Hotel Season 1, fans got to work making and debunking theories for all of the characters. We found out so much more information about characters like Husker, Angel Dust, Vaggie, and even Heaven itself. This fan base has done a deep dive on almost all the characters, but one character that we just seem to not do anything with is our favorite psychopathic bug killer, Nifty. Before we get into it, please subscribe or like. It really helps out the channel. Thank you, and we'll get into it now. To start this deep dive, let's look at her design, as it will give us clues to her death and how she appeared in hell. So first, we see there are three red splotches from her waist to her chest. Many people think that this is just buttons, but if you look a little closer, then you'll see that they sort of trail down. If you think, it sort of looks like she has been stabbed. Now, the other main detail of her design is that her dress has a poodle on it. This dress was commonly worn in the 1950s USA. Therefore, it would be reasonable to assume that she died in the 1950s. It is also confirmed that she died at 22 years old and is ethnically Japanese. But what does this all mean for her death and her life? Well, given that the latest she could have died was 1959, then she should have been born 1937 latest. I believe that during her childhood, she learned how to cook and clean from her mother. She was probably an awkward girl and had a love for bad boys. By 1939, World War II started, and by 1945, just 6 years later, it ended. Nifty's family probably left the United States for better opportunity. This is like very early 1950s. Nifty would still be an awkward person, and her love for bad boys would grow. Since she never had the charisma or just bravery to talk to boys, she may have just thought that if she just becomes the best cleaner slash cook and just became the best wife material in her opinion, she would attract a male, and a bad one at that. Now, during her high school time, she would stalk a lot of the bad boys, and after high school, she would continue to stalk these bad boys. One day, she finally grew the courage to talk to one of these bad boys, but not in the way that you would expect. I think that she, in the middle of the night, she broke into one of these bad boys' houses and started to clean and cook excessively. The bad boy must have thought that Nifty was breaking and entering into the house trying to kill him. So he did the natural thing and stabbed her 3 times in the chest. With that, Nifty's life on Earth ended and she reappeared in hell. So now we have established how she died. But to complete this deep dive, we need to answer one question that has been on all our minds. It is Nifty an overlord? So we've all heard the theory that she is an overlord because she sits next to Alistair in the pilot. Then the other theory is that she's an overlord because her eyes are red. But that theory has been debunked multiple times over. But the theory that I'm talking about, I can guarantee you that you have never heard it before. And by the end of this, you will, believe me. So let's look at all of the characters in Hazbin Hotel. One thing that you should notice is that all feminine characters, or at least people who act feminine, have a black choker around their neck. Now, this is because Vivian Madrona wanted all the feminine characters to look more like her, as she has a black ribbon around her neck. Now, you also may ask why Angel Dust has a ribbon around his neck. Well, that is because he acts very feminine. That's simple. Now, if you noticed, you would see that overlords such as Camilla Carmine, Rosie, Velvet, and Zizi all don't have it. My theory would suggest that if you are female in hell and you become an overlord, you would lose this choker. Now, if you look back to Nifty, you can see that she doesn't have a choker. Given the proof, I think it's really reasonable to assume that Nifty is an overlord. So that concludes my deep dive on Nifty. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Tell me how I'm wrong in the comments. Then while you're down there, tell me if I must do it on any other character. Nifty being an overlord part was given to me by the channel Crabs of Co 123. No, a 3-year-old did not make that channel name. And with that said note, see you guys later.